Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. It's so good to see you. I wanted to come in and I had to share this story with you. I just got this message from Lioness Crowned, Jade Arundel, and she sent me this article that basically says that Harvard University has been ranked absolutely, completely dead last. Zero on a scale from 0 to 100 when it comes to freedom of speech. Now, what I'm going to do is read some of this to you, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this in terms of what you think about this. And as a university professor, I'm definitely concerned about this. My wife is also a college professor, in case you don't know. So this is really interesting to us. So it says here that Harvard University is officially 2023's worst school for free speech. The Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, FIRE, released its annual college free speech rankings on Wednesday, which dubbed the state of free speech at the Ivy League school as abysmal. Quote, I'm totally surprised, end quote, says Sean Stevens, director of polling and analytics at FIRE. He told the Post, we've done these rankings for years now, and Harvard is consistently near the bottom. Despite being the most institution in the country, Harvard gave a 0 point free speech ranking on a 100 scale. That's 11 points behind the next worst school. FIRE says that the dismal score was generous, considering Harvard's actual score was negative 10.69. Wow, did y'all hear that? Literally, Harvard was so bad, they didn't even get zero. They actually got negative 10.69. FIRE says, let's see here. So basically, here's what else it says. It says Harvard's score was dragged down by the fact that 9 professors and researchers there faced calls to be punished or fired based on what they had said or written, and 7 of the 9 were actually professionally disciplined. Quote, I thought it would be pretty much impossible for a school to fall below zero, but they've had so many scholar sanctions. The score is calculated based on factors including how strong the school's policies in favor of free speech are and how many professors, students, and campus speakers have been targeted by authorities for their speech. Wow, this is heavy, y'all. This is really a big deal. This is kind of crazy. I'm actually sharing my screen so you can see this article that I'm reading here. This version's in the New York Post, and they have pictures of scholars who were hit after being sanctioned for free speech. They said bonuses are applied if the school's administrators stand up for the rights of those whose free speech was threatened. So here are professors Ned Hall, Janet Haley, and Jeffrey Flyer. These are members of the new Council on Academic Freedom. I guess this is at Harvard. Okay. The rankings also take into account student sentiment about free speech based on polling. Harvard's low rank comes despite the fact that more than 100 of its professors banded together this year to form a council on academic freedom to defend open inquiry on campus. Quote, we are in a crisis time right now, says Janet Haley, a Harvard law professor and member of the council. Many people are being threatened with and actually put through the disciplinary process for the exercise of their free speech. So effectively, let me take that off. That looks like an ad or something. So basically, this is crazy. I didn't I don't know. I think this really busts. I'm gonna tell you, I'm surprised by this. Give me a yes or no if you're surprised by any of this. I'm surprised because the idea would be that if anybody understands something like free speech, it would be a place like Harvard, right? You would think that the quote unquote smartest of our society would understand what free speech looks like. And I think this is a reflection of the era in which we live. You saw during the pandemic, people's freedom of speech was being violated on a regular basis. I saw someone describe Elon Musk and his acquisition of Twitter as being a problem for the government, even because it was Twitter, he claimed, was the biggest psyops organization in the country. This is a billionaire who said this. It wasn't just a regular guy. And I said, I tend to agree in the sense that you got to this point where large institutions were being used to control political enemies. And I think that that's a reflection of the fact that the United States as a country, culturally speaking, is kind of on the decline. Politically speaking, I would argue that we're on the decline. I don't know. Give me a yes or no if you agree. What do you guys think? But ultimately, I would say that this is a reflection of just even worse times yet to come. I don't think things are going to get better before they get worse. And I think that this sort of death of freedom of speech at our highest, most prestigious institutions is very, very disturbing, very, very alarming. Now, anyway, do me a favor, please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Just a reminder, I'm actually headed to Los Angeles. I'm doing a 2-day Black Wealth training camp in a couple of days. So if you'd like to learn more about that, just go to boycewatkins.com. Also on boycewatkins.com, there's lots of free stuff there. You can find a new copy of my book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power, and a few other things. So feel free to go to boycewatkins.com to take a look. All right, so the survey, they surveyed 55,000 students and 254 universities. They yielded some staggering results. It said 56% of students worry about getting canceled for something they said. 27% said it's acceptable to use violence to stop campus speech in some circumstances. Whoa. So 56% of the students they surveyed worry about getting canceled. 27% said it's acceptable to use violence to stop campus speech. Are you kidding me right now? Are you serious right now? Do you understand how dangerous this is? So it's crazy to me that everyone, we saw what happened with Trump and his buddies and the whole thing with the Capitol. But I just want you to know, it's very simple to me, very clear to me. That's not the only kind of terrorism that's happening in America. That's not the only terrorism. And if you think that attack on the Capitol was the only terrorism, fascism, or sort of hyper vigilant way of trying to control the actions and the speech of others, just look around. It's happening on the right and the left. I think it's more heavily on the left. That's why I'm no longer a Democrat. I used to be a Democrat. I can't do it anymore. It became too distressing to sort of see bad ideas forced down my throat or being told that I had to believe certain things. And I'm glad that people are starting to fight back. But I think this is really interesting, though. It really says also that just because an institution is prestigious, just because people are smart, that doesn't mean that they are emotionally intelligent. And in emotional intelligence, I believe, as a scholar in academia, I think is the ability to hear ideas that are different from your own and not feel the need to just shut those ideas down just because you don't like them or because they hurt your feelings, right? And I'm very concerned. I'm saddened. I'm almost I'm shocked. I'm even hurt by the fact that, that this happened at Harvard. I mean, you think that Harvard's kind of a leader in this area, but they're not. If I'm not mistaken, I got to look this up. I'd be curious to see where the University of Chicago ranks, because I think they had a really strong president who basically said, "We're not doing that here." He saw the whole cancel culture. He saw people attacking campus speakers. He said, "That's nonsense. That's not going to occur here." And what he did was something I thought was quite commendable, where he actually said, if you don't like somebody's opinion, that's too bad. If you have a right to express your opinion, you can't throw your rock and hide your hand. And there are people that do that. There are people who will attack anything and everybody. And then when you counterattack, or when you tell them, like, hey, we don't like what you said, they claim victim. Like, oh, you're attacking me because I'm a woman. Oh, you're attacking me because I'm gay. Oh, you're attacking me because of whatever. No, nobody's attacking you. People are just sort of challenging you the same way you challenged other people. And it's really crazy to me that we live in a world where people think that that's a problem. All right. So anyway, let me look here. I'm looking at this list, and there now, if you want to know the top schools on the list, the top 10 are Michigan Technological University, Auburn University, University of New Hampshire, Oregon State, Florida State, University of Virginia, Texas A&M, George Mason University, University of North Carolina, Greensboro, and University of Colorado, Boulder. I think that's where, where Deion Sanders is that. So it looks like those schools rank high in terms of free speech. So even though Harvard has fallen off of the rails a little bit, not every single university is engaged in this sort of intellectual corruption. So anyway, guys, I got to get out of here. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for listening, Terrence and ID. I appreciate you. I think speaking of freedom of speech, I think my channel is actually shadow banned because I say things like this, right? How in the hell can I have 500,000 subscribers and only like 40 of you get notified when I go live, right? That's another kind of censorship that does exist in our society, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to change it. But anyway, if you want to stay connected to me, I do have a Telegram page. You can go to drboycetelegram.com. Also, you can text me, get on our profit alerts list. I'm a finance professor. I will send you stocks that I'm buying myself. This is not investing advice, but I can send you stocks stocks that I'm buying. In case you want to take a look, just text the word stock to 31996. Text stock to 31996, and I'll send you the profit alerts. And in addition to that, I'll be in LA this week on September 8th and 9th doing a 2-day Black Wealth training camp. So feel free to join us in Los Angeles. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day. God bless you. I'll see you soon. Peace.